To introduce Dr. Michael Tan to you. He's the founder of Life Research Wellness Center, and he's a researcher. Yeah, he's a researcher. And today he's going to share about environmental toxicity that can affect our health and affect our sleep. So together, let's welcome Dr. Michael Tan.
Thank you very much, everyone. Today, we are not going to talk just about sleep because sleep is the least functional process in the body. Over my years of research, I realized that when we are extremely tired, in fact, we find it even harder to sleep at times because the body requires all the energy to keep us alive. So just like a cell phone, when the battery is very low, most of the less critical functions are actually switched off automatically. So the phone eventually only allows you to make a call, nothing else, right? So we are designed to thrive, to survive, to make it at the end of the day. So you can go on 3 days, 3 nights without sleep. I have people who never sleep in their life, yeah, until they got to meet me, and they are by then they are pretty sick, but business very successful. So that is Danny from Guangzhou, who is one of our what we call trained auditor there. So today I'm going to share with you environmental wellness, and of course it leads to aging process because we are aging from the day we are born, right? So very fast, we're going to look through what, who, when, right? Yeah. So Life Research is a lifestyle-based company. We do not treat sickness anymore. Rather than we look towards providing understanding technology to protect and maintain. Just like in COVID time, we work towards protecting rather than trying to solve the problem. Then after we are able to protect for the last 1 year, now we come out with preventive like the vaccine. So those who need treatment is only a small percentage. So just like any sickness is about 3% of the healthy population. 97%, each of us will become the 3% eventually. So why do we want to walk into the sleep challenge, the health challenge, and other when we are still healthy, right? One of the biggest reasons is because if we were to look at the definition of healthcare across the entire globe, we find that it is a set of service provided by a country or an organization for the treatment of the physically and mentally ill. This is according to Cambridge Dictionary definition of healthcare. So until you require treatment for physical, functional, or to a certain extent like dementia and others, there's no such thing as healthcare because it is stated clearly, right? However, when we look at healthcare, we are looking beyond sickness. We are looking at healthcare for healthy people like all of us. While we are still healthy, we are still functioning, we may have small challenges that is not detectable in the medical world, which require other form of possibility and solution. So let us explore further. Now, if we were to look at WHO, 1990, chronic illnesses is only about 30%. 2020, which was last year, we have hit 50% in terms of chronic illnesses death, or in fact, worse than 50%. The actual is 79%. So one of the reasons is as we progress, we are actually increasing our exposure to chronic illnesses. Sleep itself, while it's not the major chronic, it is one of the core that will lead to chronic illnesses eventually, right? Medical care keep going up. 8.7 trillion will be spent by last year. And in Hong Kong, 2018, cancer is set to increase up to 40% within 10 years. So why do people seek health and wellness care service? One of the very common one is, let me get it, is because we are now technically an indoor generation, right? Especially with COVID. Not only indoor, we are staying within a family rather than half of the time in the office. So imagine if the home is highly distressed and you're staying there for 16, 18, 20 hours. So instead of the land, the home nourishing you, it is actually depleting you of your biological battery. And because today, 90% of us spend our time indoor, from your gym to your spa, to your sleep, to your work, to your education, to your entertainment, everything is done indoor. So this is the reason why indoor generation is badly, heavily affected by long-term chronic challenges. So research showed that health and wellness consumer today are looking for, especially all these friends here, number one, they are looking for is sleep. Yeah, why? Because you need to sleep better in order to have better energy. You need to have better energy so that you have better clarity in what you are doing daily. And then of course you get less grumpy, so you improve your relationship. And because of all the above, your performance enhance and improve, then of course you look better, move better, and feel better and live better, right? So if you look at it here, we can choose to either charge our battery just like our mobile phone, or wait and wait and wait until the day where our human biological battery is very low, and despite the feeling of sleepless night, hunger, acid reflux, ache and pain, frustration. The next thing would be chronic illnesses, the moment we have reaches all the various symptoms. One of the best that you can do is to know what is your biological battery. And once you know it, just like a cell phone, you can choose not to charge it, or you can choose to do something, charge it back so that it can perform better. Right. So without parameter, it is technically impossible to manage our health and our sleep. The Global Wellness Summit in 2021 and 20, finally, they are embracing energy medicine. So energy medicine gets serious, exploring new force in health and healing, both in the medical and non-medical world, right? So this is a tremendous change in the current journey and current situation, especially with COVID. More and more people are waking up. Right? Harvard Medical School have also said problem of low energy. You should never ignore prolonged bout of low energy. Constant fatigue can make you less mentally and physically active. Eventually, it may even lead to early dementia, Alzheimer, and others, right? However, it also diminishes your overall quality of your life. So unusual fatigue and unusual sleep disorder is an early warning sign of something that may be coming. So fatigue is often the first major red flag that something is wrong. Yeah. So it is very important to understand the challenge faced, like heart disease, cancer, autoimmune disease, and many others. Yeah. Of course, by 2021, again, the Global Wellness Institute is now creating a convergence between health and wellness to focus on nature, immunity because of COVID, but more important is home wellness, because we realize that we spend so much time, and many of us may not even return back to the office permanently, yeah, because there's a lot of saving for the owner or the operator of a business, right? So home wellness, bringing nature back into the home and then strengthening your immunity is crucial to take care of us facing an unknown challenge as we survive and progress on. The next 100 years, living, working in an age of longevity. So as we move with our younger generation for the next 20 to 100 years, some of us may not, some may survive. Then you will look that we actually living longer because of advanced technology, advanced medical health, people like Veron, who is offering so much support in terms of sleep therapy. Now, it is so important that even Japan begin to embrace this concept of 100 years and keeping your home, your life happy, simple, yeah, working towards nourishing your mind, your body, and of course, the ability to introduce art and science, including tea ceremony, which we are bringing coffee ceremony together with Veron into Energia Lifestyle Club. And of course, very important is social interaction, because the lack of social interaction among friends, among family, will definitely put us in a bigger challenge as we progress in our life. Right? So here in 1993, the Americans started.
Hey, you're muted again, Michael.
Okay, I'm back again. I didn't touch, but something switched me off. Did anyone miss anything earlier?
No.
Okay. So in 1993, the Green Council of America in Singapore is also the Green Council under Building Control Authority, have set forth various conditions like the ability to keep rainwater reusable, right? To reduce the greenhouse, and then to look into renewable energy. Like soon we'll be moving into electric car, then petrol car. And then how do we recycle building material? And how do we reduce air control, air care means air pollution. How do we reduce air pollution to enhance quality of air, especially from tobacco? And then the exposure to certain degree or number of hours to daylight. And of course, very high focus on indoor air quality. So you can see in 1993, the world is really beginning to embrace the inner environment, but this is what we call the sustainable environment, which is the outdoor, the government sustainability, not so much of the indoor wellness. And the next.
Hey, how come you are muted again? Is it Candy?
I don't know why, but never mind. You just have to inform me.
Because
I didn't touch.
I didn't touch.
Oh, very
Okay.
strange. I also
very
didn't.
strange.
Yeah, because nobody at the waiting room.
Yeah, it's okay. Just have to inform me. Now, in 2008, Bill Clinton in 2007 started the World Wellness Real Estate Initiative, realizing that 20, 30 years in the future, since 2008 till now, is 2021, that we will become a full indoor generation. And this is a time that we are highly dependent on the air, the water, the food we eat, the light we're exposed to, the comfort, the mind, right? So 2008, the world first well building standard have been set up based on the 7 concepts. The air you breathe, the water you drink, the nourishment, the light you're exposed to, the kind of workout, the comfort you are exposed to, or the comfort that you need, and then of course the correct mindset. These 7 have been set up as the initial world standard. And today in 2021, we are redefining what the American has set for Asia community. So these are some of the items that was set. Now in 2015, when I got my first project in Malaysia, Cyberjaya 500 home, I become the lead consultant to design beyond what the American have said. Means the light we work, the light we're exposed to, the air we breathe, but we also look into the water we drink, and we look into the Wi-Fi or EMF that we are so exposed to 24/7. And of course, one very big missing element that IWBI do not talk about is the geomagnetic field that is constantly hitting us when we are sleeping for 8 hours. Now, on top of that, in the project, we've built in things like heart fitness, because from birth to death, we require a heart to pump. Then number 2, which is credit to Veron, sleep fitness, because if we are not fit to sleep, then we'll be struggling. So sleep itself is a form of fitness, yeah, right? Then of course, as you sleep, then you develop brain fitness. The lack of sleep increase the early onset of dementia, according to Harvard and many of the American university, right? Then of course, when you have good sleep and then your heart is working efficiently, you get good energy. Good energy gives you physical function, organ function. Yeah, it build up your immune. Yeah, it help you to withstand more stress, and then it also help you to relax much more easily, and then it create beauty from inside out. So this is something that we built right at the onset into this property development in Malaysia. So this is a property, 500 apartment, 300 room wellness hotel. So like in Singapore, many of us now cannot fly, so we go for staycation. But in this development, you just check in next door, right? And then as we age, we got no one to look after us. You can check into the next door, your retirement home, right? Which is another 300 bedded there, operated by the famous Jita retirement home from Australia, which is also designed and owned by a Malaysian engineer. So air is essential for life, and clean and purified oxygen is a luxury. So together with Veronica, we are going to work towards providing very soon hyperbaric chamber for everyone who is already familiar with the passion that Veron have been engaging everybody. One of the reasons is because today the oxygen indoor is around 19%. The outdoor oxygen is about 21%. Prehistoric, the oxygen level is a lot more higher. So it is very important to refresh the body with enough purified oxygen, purified air, good ionization of the air to reduce or control PM 2.5 and reduce or control volatile organic compound, especially after renovation. Imagine today, many young family, when they get their BTO, they're so happy. They renovate the house, they shift in. The formaldehyde from all the renovation is going to emit for up to 7 years. And imagine during this period, you start to prepare for pregnancy. There is a very high level of eventually creating an epigenetic alteration of the gene expression, leading to ADD, ADHD, and autism. So it is so important that when you renovate your house, make sure you ensure that there's no formaldehyde before you shift in, before you prepare for pregnancy. Right, this is air. And pollution, air, water, and soil is one of the major killers beyond AIDS, TB, malaria, and maybe even COVID, as you can look at it, right? So we'll be very surprised that pollution from air, water, and soil is even more massive killer than malnutrition, than drug abuse, than war, than AIDS, than one of the biggest damage is tobacco. It's actually air, water, and soil, right? So air pollution rob us not just our smart, but also our lung. And if you look at it, inhaling polluted air can cause heart inflammation, contribute to increased cardiovascular diseases, and increased risk of death. And that is according to American Heart Association and the famous Lancet. Next, water. We are 70% water. Everything we do, we cook, we take our supplement, we make our coffee, we swim, we bathe, we detox, everything requires water. And you know that today, the world water is getting very scarce and very contaminated. Now, why? Let us take a look. Imagine your home, my home, everyone. Well, Singapore, I must say that we are very blessed to have some of the best water in the world chemically. But that does not guarantee the pipe in your home could be 5 years old, could be 10 years old, could be 30 years old. Now, if you look at this picture of the pipe, when something go wrong, they only change a sector, right? They change this sector, the gray one, which they didn't even paint it up. Then they leave all the green original as it is. So this is what happened to standard maintenance. You, just like sickness, you arrest only that small area and you leave the rest of the system as it is, which could be highly calcified. I wouldn't use the word corrode, I'll say highly calcified. And then sometimes you may have pipe being damaged due to root work, and of course the water in the surrounding area would have also gushed in, so leading to more deposit in the pipe, which you can't see at all. So it is so important that even though we have the cleanest water, we want to take care as the last stage before we cook and before we drink, right? That will also help reduce heavy metal toxicity that drop off all the energy, that reduce our ability to sleep, beside many other challenges. Now, light is one of my favorite subject. Of course, today I can't spend all the time, but we will break down each of the component into one workshop each time together with Veronica, which we will do a lot of live demonstration, right? Why is light so important? Can we have, I mean, really a show of hand? I don't know, maybe Veron have to help to count because I can't see all of them. How many of you, your home at this point of time is having white light? Can everybody give a tinkle in the checkboard? Then we can see how many of us have white light at home. Then I will explain why. Is anyone responding, Veron?
Yes, yes. Cecilia having white light, Francis.
Okay, keep coming, keep coming. How many? Yeah, I can see the count. I can see the count. Very exciting. So, yeah. Any more? 11 out of 53. Any more with white light? Any more with white light at home? Wow. 12, 13, 14, 15. Please tell us what light you have. If you have white light, just raise your hand. Yeah.
White and warm light, some of them.
Warm light, I don't want you to raise. Yeah. I only want those with white light to raise their hand. Warm, you don't need. Yeah, because we want to know exactly how many people in this group is having white light at home. Which later, after this slide, you will exactly know why I'm emphasizing so much on light rather than water, because water, most of us really have good knowledge. Air, we definitely have enough knowledge because every year we have our neighbor throwing bad air at us. But light is something that very few of us are aware of the challenge we are facing, even though we know the computer screen. But beside the computer screen, we are living in that environment, especially at this time at night, with light, artificial light that we have to turn on. So we have 26. Any more coming? Any more? Okay, now let's say we take 53. Out of 53, you have 26. Maybe we discount one or two. We have about half with white light and half with other light. I can use the word other light because we really don't know. So let us take a look. Why? Now, if you look at this apartment along Tampines, Santorini, at about 10 a.m. as I was driving back, and I took a photo. So if you look at the purple line, yeah, you can see that many house is on white light, right? White light, white light, white light. Here is all white. But do you notice that it's actually blue? So when I use a spectrum analyze, you can see all the blue ray that's hitting you. And based on all the study carried out in 2011, especially Harvard University, American Medical Association, National Institute of Health, the conclusion is artificial light, which is otherwise also known as ALAN, means artificial light at night, especially the one with the higher white spectrum, is significantly correlated for all forms of cancer. So according to all the report, exposure to white light at night increase the risk of cancer 50%, increase the risk of diabetes 50%, increase the risk of obesity 50%, increase the risk of cardiovascular 50%, simply because white light, by the time you turn it off at 10, you still have not been able to calm the body down, the pineal gland. Means that by the time you're able to produce melatonin, it could be 4 a.m. because it takes several hours. That's the reason why nature, by 7 o'clock, the sun is totally set. So that 4 hours, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, you start to produce full melatonin. 12 o'clock, the body start repairing. Then by 3 o'clock, the body begin to start to wake up again for next day work. But imagine we shift this by 4 hours. So by the time 10 o'clock you start will be 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. So by the time 3 o'clock you want to repair, your body is actually preparing to wake up again. So imagine the body is under this stress for the first 30 years because we are young, we are strong, yeah. And what happened? We start to pay the price the next 30 years. So this is how important light in modern day is a fantastic tool, but it is also a tremendous challenge for all of us, right? And you can just go down to the YouTube and you just Google circadian lighting or human-centric lighting. There are tons of material, and some of the best would be from Philips University. So in Germany, in Australia, all the hospitals are changing from a flat light to a natural circadian lighting since last few years. As a result, Philips was able to list their lighting division separately from Philips. Then comes geopathic stress. It's the distortion of the geoelectromagnetic field of Mother Earth that coming out that is affected by underground stream, man-made tunnel, pipe, cable, MRT, highway, and others. So when this field get distorted, it becomes geopathic stress. Otherwise, it is life-giving force, right? So just imagine for those who have already have their plan audicted. So imagine this is your bed. We are always concerned about the bed because that is the only place you stay flat for 6 to 8 hours. Any other place you may have high geopathic stress, from health perspective, it doesn't really hurt you badly. But if the geopathic stress is high in your bedroom, imagine you sleep there for the next 30 years. Every night is just like a small leakage. You keep leaking, right? So then on top of that, today with modern day technology, so from our power line, from our satellite, our GPS, our 4G, 5G, and then combined with the Earth electromagnetic. So this is what we don't want. Imagine this is a cross area. This is a cross area. Any cross area, we try not to stay. But imagine this is even more terrible. In this master bedroom, you have 1 line, 2 line, 3 line, 4 line actually. So the person, whether you sleep here or you sleep here, you somehow get hit by all this erratic field, right? Then of course, if you are sitting here to do your work when you're working at home, so sometimes you work in the dining table. Now is another location after COVID that we may stay at home for long hours beside the bed. So it's even more important to have your house fully audicted, right? Then this is something we cannot live without it. Now we are actually highly dependent because we are on Zoom. So imagine if our Wi-Fi is weak, just like the other day when Veron is in my clinic where all my wave is being modulated, she keep getting cut off until eventually she have to use her own system, right? So it is everywhere in our modern day lifestyle. Yeah, we can't turn our Wi-Fi off. Even you turn it off, you can't turn off your neighbor. Even you turn off the neighbor, you cannot turn off the 6 billion line calling each other, right? And you may use earthing shielding. But remember, earthing and shielding is another subject that we won't have time to talk today. It is very important to understand the difference between wave modulation, wave neutralizing, wave shielding, and wave grounding. They are actually all different engineering science. It is never the same, right? In 2011, WHO state very clearly that radio frequency of electromagnetic field are possible carcinogenic class 2B that increase certain risk of cancer. So it is really black and white. And if you look at every of your mobile handbook or manual, somewhere is always written that you have to keep your phone at least 2 to 5 cm away from your head if you need to use it, yeah, to reduce the risk. Yeah, it's all written black and white somewhere in the book, right? So what constitutes total wellness? Is it the food you eat? Is it the exercise you do? Is it the financial independence we enjoy? Is it the happiness and the joy that we are pursuing that give us a complete understanding of wellness? In fact, it is everything. There is, like what Baron said, there's no one formula, there's no one system. However, we will not be able to survive without the basic element. Even though EMF is not the basic, but today we can't survive, we can't work, we can't communicate, we can't make payment, we cannot control our traffic light without EMF, right? But air, water, light are fundamental, including geomagnetic, which is even more fundamental. For those who have attended the actual workshop will start to understand that everything is important, right? It's not one. So if we do not even engage and look after the 5 core fundamentals to provide a quality living space, then we will be taking supplement and we go back home, we lose it. We will be going for detox camp, but you come back to a toxic home. You'll be doing your exercise, sometimes in the toxic space, breathing in formaldehyde while you're doing your deep breathing, right? So these are modern day challenges that have never been found since the creation of civilization until 1843. So we have gone through a massive changes in engineering, in technology, in material science, in nanotech, yeah. And yet we have continuously applied many classical wisdom without modifying the whole system to adapt to the new challenge we face in the indoor environment. So how do we solve problem? Example, many of you have tried many things I've spoken to, like including ABC kind of energy healing, BC kind of alternative, and still you may not improve. You may have a short-term improvement, but after that, the body will adapt to it because you keep going back to the same environment and you fall back into the same challenge, right? So today, I must congratulate everybody, yeah, including myself, for being here. We are considered the 5% of people who are willing to look for solution, who are willing to open for possible new solution, which may be good, may be bad. Not everything new is good because it takes time to test it, yeah. So we are the 5%. We can allow the body to adapt, to allow, and eventually contaminated and we become sick. Or with proper integrated knowledge, we can start to create the smart wellness space, bringing back your functional health and wellness and experience life the way we should be, right? So the choice is up to all of us, each individual, to decide what we want, not what we can give, what we want ourselves, right? So as we grow older, you find the only thing that you regret are the things that you may have heard of it, but is someone say, and we have never really experienced it. And by the time we realize that someone have experienced it, it may be too late and we regretted it, right? So health, wellness, happiness, prosperity, love, it is a journey, it is an evolution, it is an experience. Until we have experienced it, we will never be able to truly live it, right? So welcome to Smart Home Living, which today we are entering the world of smart city.
Hey, again, you are muted.
Welcome to Smart Home Living, as Singapore is considered one of the foremost in smart city development. And the more smart our home, the more EMF will be installed in our internal space. Then, of course, since 1997, we have been introduced to green home. But unfortunately, Singapore renovation are super backward. We are still using cheap material, cheap cement, cheap. Pardon me, I use the word cheap, not because it's cheap. It's because we do not want to pay for safe material. Yeah, so I should change the word. We are using unsafe material in our home, in our space, and then eventually we live in it, and yet we pay no attention to the quality of the material, right? And when we fall sick, we ask why. Then the question is, why shouldn't we? Because we have never paid attention to quality home, quality material. But today, with Veron, with Energia, with many of our colleagues and practitioners, we want to create the healthy home, right? Understanding the modality, understanding the possibility, understanding the challenge, right? Then, of course, we want to create a harmonious home. Then eventually we create a living home. Now this I have already rolled out in St. Petersburg, in Siberia, in many parts of a major city in China, in Hong Kong, in Taiwan, in Malaysia. And I'm very sad that Singapore is the last place that very few are willing to adopt this complete system, especially the healthy home and the harmonious home. Why? It is a question that I've been asking myself, why? Right.
Oh, you're muted again.
Okay, we have come to the end of a very fast presentation on, is wellness living a luxury? Is sleep a luxury? What do you think is the answer? Is wellness living and sleep a luxury?
Well, it's a need and it's also a luxury.
Yes.
If you are able to sleep well, every day you wake up, you're just happy, you're just refreshed, you're just energetic to start the day. It is a luxury.
Yes.
It is a torture if we can't sleep well.
Yeah. So on one hand, it is a luxury because when, like what Veron say, example, after this workshop, I go back to my bed. Usually, praise the Lord, I take 5 minutes. I'm up to the next day. You know, last Monday after the workshop, I reached home about 11. I was hungry. I have a very small bowl of just plain white porridge. And 5 minutes, I slept until next day, 7:30. Yeah, because my body was so tired, right? So sleep is a luxury, but is wellness environment a luxury?
Oh, yes. Yes. When the environment is well, then you can attract health, you can attract wealth, you can attract good, loving relationship.
Yes. So while we may use the term luxury, it's actually no more a luxury. It's a basic necessity. Remember, there's only one place that can nourish this physical body, which is Mother Earth. And within Mother Earth, there's only one place you spend time, and that is your home. Right. And if the home is faced with environmental toxicity, what would it take for the body to withstand and repair the body 24/7 from birth to 90 years old? You will take everything you have. Eventually, we still may not make it, no matter what you do. And this is something that after 20 years of research, I have asked myself, why do we fall sick? When do we fall sick? How do we fall sick? Why some of the world's greatest human beings, including Steve Jobs, despite the network, the money, they did not survive. What happened to all the miracle supplement? I have always been asking myself as a practitioner. I've seen my own cancer patient pass on and been asking this question for the last 20 years. Until 7 years ago, I started to discover that there's something known as geopathic or geomagnetic stress, which is known to the German for the last 200 years, which I may have sent some article to the 21 Day Sleep Challenge. If not, I'll send later. They're all German professor, German dignitary, and they have all made the same statement, because German are the only country in the world that have discovered the challenge of geopathic stress that human or civilization face, right? And they have practiced it for the last 200 years. Yeah, but outside Germany, beside the farming community, many few of us in the industrial age are exposed or is aware of something known as geopathic or geomagnetic stress. So with this, I've come to an end, and I will open up for question. And I may not be able to answer everyone, but for those that I cannot, give me time, I will find an answer.
All right. Any question from the floor? Okay, does having
Organize. Okay.
home help?
Yes, that is a very good question.
What is that?
Organite is a kind of resin, yes, where you put in a metal material, you put in crystal, usually it's in the shape of a pyramid. It dated back to, again, German, Wilhelm Reich, which is very famous for developing organite, which attract all the bad and convert it all to the good, right? While I was in my India research center, we did quite a bit of research. My conclusion is that everything we develop at a specific point of time, it may address a specific issue. So there's no one thing that is superior or less superior, work or don't work. Practically everything will work, right? But the challenge I realized after collecting hundreds and hundreds of data using gas discharge visualization, using electromeridian, using tomography, using EEG, we have find that there are so much complexity in the human biofield that interact with the entire environmental field. And this interaction is continuously changing every minute, every second, every microsecond. It's not static. And every few years, you got new engineering marvel that's been introduced that emit a whole new complexity of wave that we don't even understand or don't even have not faced, have not adapted to it. So this is where the challenge starts now. We take, for example, A product supposed to handle A to Z. B product also supposed to handle A to Z. E product supposed to handle A to Z. But in reality, it is impossible. Just like even between the Apple and the Android, while both are doing the same job, the basic philosophy and design are different. So as a result, those who like Apple will never like Android. Those who like Android will never like Apple. And whenever you do a Word file or a PPT in Apple, and then you port over to PC, you will have misalignment. And then the person will have to sometimes have a hard time trying to align everything back. So that explains that there's no one solution. So in my 20 years, I decided not to try and work at trying to fix a problem that we may have developed after 30 years of living exposure to challenges, and then we try to fix it up. Or only the person so know what are the challenges that we have gone through. But eventually we know that when your biological battery is flat, it's bye-bye, right? So I've decided 7 years ago, after I discovered geopathic stress, when I went back to India to learn dowsing, and then a physicist from CERN who married an Indian in Singapore visited me on request of the research center and given me several books from the West, including the most important book from Germany, and that woke me up I'm an electrical engineer from power engineering. I was with Singapore Power for 24 years. I managed the grid. So when there's a power weakening, we know our light will flicker. When there's an overrun in power, you know your bulb will burn. So likewise, like TCM, you are overreactive, you're underreactive. So all of us are created with a standard pH balance of 7, with a heartbeat of 70 beat per minute, with a cell membrane potential of 70 millivolt negative, with a chakra 7. So 7 seems to be like Singapore 230 volt with plus minus 10 volt. So now if I apply all my engineering knowledge and I start to look at the bed is a charging plate, we are the mobile phone, every night we got charged by Mother Earth. Resonant frequency from Schumann is the PMF that charge our body. And when this resonant frequency is disrupted for 30 years, we never get charged eventually. So our capacity keep draining. But yet we have to work, we have to challenge the environment using the only biological battery you have to keep you alive. So in the end, all the functions are being compromised. And then we try to repair. But it's just like you keep changing your bulb, you keep changing your computer, you keep changing your aircon, but the power station just don't have enough power for you. And this happened in all the poorer countries, especially Indonesia, or even when I first joined the utility board in the early 80s. We always have irregular power, we have power failure, we have cable burn out because the capacity is not enough. So when I retired and switched into human management, I realized I'm back to the same trade. I'm managing the grid and the power of the human, right, instead of the country. So after working, trying to repair, intervene, I decided to concentrate on stabilizing your power plant. Then your body, with the correct interaction, will start to heal itself as long as you have not reached the last 5% of your biological battery capacity. So with that, I have technically presented my research hypothesis, and we have used this concept over the last 7 years across about 10, 20, 30 countries, almost 60 cities. And the results have been amazing. Not that we cure, we never cure. Not that we heal, because the only healing can take place is you. Nothing can heal it from the outside world. Anything, we're always looking at strengthening the environment, strengthening the inner environment. We are designed fully capable of self-restoration, right? So during challenges, that's where sleep come in to provide certain degree of restoration to reduce the loss, but at the same time, maybe to charge part of your biological battery, buying you some time. But if you do not solve the biological environment, then no matter how hard Veron put her effort, we will still fight a losing battle one day. Thank you very much.
Dr. Michael, there's a question there. Is harmonized water harmful to health as it converted using electrical energy?
How would you define harmonized water with electricity?
Anything with electricity is never harmonized, right?
Yes, that's why you see, if you look at water expert from Germany, a very famous guy with big beard. I have a hard time trying to pronounce his name because it's long German. And if you look at all nature, water itself will only harmonize in its natural state. Remember, no river flow straight. So when you break electrolysis water into positive and negative, acidic and alkaline, you already broke the natural flow of the water molecule into two. Means you are breaking yin and yang. And when yin and yang is broken, means that 0 and 1 in the binary is no more incoherent. What happened? It's impossible to survive.
There's another question. Kindly expound again what the lines to determine geostress represent and why distance of each line seem not uniform?
It is easier for those who have this question to register for the workshop, because I need to draw, I need to write, yeah, I need to present you visual content for you to understand the law of dynamic versus the law of static.
Yep. Okay, is there any other questions from the participant here? Any other questions for Dr. Michael? You can unmute yourself to ask your question. And for those who have already attended the geopathic stress workshop, would you like to share what did you learn from Dr. Michael Tan? Was it a value for you? Did you receive any value from there?
I see Val here. Val, are you the person who attended the workshop a couple of days back? If you are, maybe you can share with us.
Aisha was here. Aisha.
Oh, Aisha, is Aisha here?
And Rose is here. Rose who gave us the gifts, the dog gift.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Rose, do you want to share?
Remember, by sharing, you are empowering everyone here to open what we otherwise live in the very close, tight, stress formation. And then on the other hand, we want to help. By sharing it, the best help that we can give to all our brothers and sisters, not by keeping it to yourself. And the moment you give money to help, it's just an act. And yet we don't share. It's so sad when I look at the situation we face, because after traveling to, so many cities, people are so willing to share. People are so engaging in every workshop. The only workshop that is almost zero engagement is actually Singapore workshop, unfortunately. I don't know why. I don't have an answer, right? And I've been always saying that, is it so hard for all of us to just share what you feel? Even if you want to say, this is rubbish, just share it and say, this is rubbish, right? Yeah, just speak the heart out.
Is it because of the education system?
we can't comment on that.
A bit political, huh? Okay,
yes.
Who would like to share?
Hi, Aisha here.
Hi, Aisha. I'm so glad that you
Hello.
stand forward to share. Praise the Lord.
Yeah, it's regarding
Open your
the
video, Aisha. Come on.
video. Okay lah, I mean informal
Yeah.
groups lah.
Yes, we love to see you.
Okay, can see me?
Yes, finally. You bring light
Okay.
to the room.
Yeah, so basically regarding the workshop, I found that it was very informative, and I like the way that it was conducted. It was very interactive as well, and demonstrative, because there was actually Wendy as well as Dr. Michael. They actually, I don't remember what the gadget is, the name of the gadget that you
It's
held
called
in your
Lecker
hand.
Antenna.
Okay, electrical antenna, to actually show us how the geometric stress lines are detected. So I found that very informative, because the first time I was seeing it. And also with the harmonizer, how it actually changes the electromagnetic pattern in the space that we were in, like in the room that we were in. Yeah. And I guess the most interesting part, okay, I want to say the most interesting part, but the added thing was the coffee experience, which I think all of us.
Aisha, you should share, because a lot of friends say, no, I cannot drink coffee. I
Precisely.
cannot sleep.
Yeah, because I initially had the same reaction when Dr. Michael talked about the coffee. I said, no, I cannot sleep, because for the minute I take caffeine, I won't be able to sleep at night, even if it's like in the first thing in the day. Then he assured that it's actually rather therapeutic coffee and it should help one sleep. So I said, okay, I mean, since I like the smell of coffee, I never get a chance to drink coffee, then why not? So the coffee tasted very different, I must say, and the aroma was also very different from regular coffee. So it was a very nice floral smell and taste. And even after drinking the coffee, I kept smelling the empty cup because it was a very
Wow.
nice floral taste, smell, aroma in the cup. And interestingly, that night, I slept. It wasn't a case where I could not sleep. But after drinking the coffee towards the evening, like the early part of the night, I was really feeling sleepy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is
So
one of it because
yeah.
what is interesting is when I confronted with all the challenge, I'm asking myself, can we contradict every theoretical model, practical model? And we love the smell of coffee. We love to socialize over a cup of coffee. Why is it that coffee, beside the caffeine, we always say that I cannot sleep, I cannot drink coffee. What if we change the biological vibration of the coffee and we not
Okay.
make the coffee more addictive, make the coffee, encourage the development of sleep by controlling certain what we call amino acid and others. Yes. So far we
Okay.
have tested across everyone who refused to drink, including doctor, TCM, physician, people who never drink coffee in their life because they just cannot. And so far, so good. Everybody slept.
Yeah. So I was one of those who managed to sleep. Yeah,
Yes.
and like I said, even before my sleeping time, I was really feeling very drowsy and very sleepy.
Well, wouldn't that
Yeah.
be better than taking medication?
Oh, definitely, definitely. So I
Yeah.
then text Dr. Michael the next day and I said, I'm looking forward to the workshop where he will be teaching us how to brew the coffee once the skills future application is approved. So let's hope that
Yeah, we are working
happens soon.
towards it. Should be ready within the next 3 months. Yes, we'll inform
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah.
So
So
the
let's hope, yeah.
participants who attended the workshop not only benefited from the coffee, they also benefited from the energy charger. Yeah, that is also
Mm,
by Dr. Michael Tan, and
yeah.
also the water that we drink and the essential oil.
Mm.
I want to share about the essential oil.
Oh yeah, the essential oil. That was a very interesting combination of essential oil. I mean, I use essential oil, but not a mixture of oils. They're all pure oils. But these were primarily wood oils.
Mhm.
And it was a very interesting mixture of all strong. And I felt that I could actually use it as a perfume as well. Because it actually stayed with you for a long time. And yeah, and yeah, a bit therapeutic also. It kind of calms you down. Yeah, the oil. So that was a very nice oil also.
Thank
So
you.
we are
Thank you
going
very
to
much.
organize workshop on the intelligent oil as well because 10 people can be getting the same drop from the same bottle, but everyone will have their different unique smell because this
Mm.
oil will resonate with individual energy. And that is
Ah,
the intelligent oil we are talking about. That's why
sure,
Dr. Michael Tan's product is always about how the energy actually resonate with each person.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yes.
are going to
So
have
I
workshop
really
on the
enjoyed,
oil
yeah, I
as
really
well.
enjoyed the half a day session.
Thank
Yes.
you
It,
very
it went
much.
beyond half a day, but but it was very informative. I don't think we were very reluctant to leave the room, but because the next group was coming in, we had
Oh,
to
yes, 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 yes,
we
yes.
had to leave. Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you.
very
Yeah.
nice.
We're
Okay, who
looking
else
forward
would
to
like to
having
share?
more dialogue together. And as you see,
Sure.
the whole journey is to come together to experiment and experience what otherwise we are always just buying a product based on a set of marketing, right? This
Yes.
is something over 20 years as a practitioner. I ask myself, why should I go out and read a marketing and I buy a product? In fact, most of the time, after you buy, you may actually regret it. From the pair of shoes to the clothing to the food, to the sofa, everything. Because the
Mm.
marketing is just so beautifully written, and you just go out
Yes.
and grab it. But then
Yep.
nowhere else in the world is willing to give you the experience. And this experience, we have to come together. And then
Mm.
from there, we keep refining the possibility until you hit it, you hit it, you hit it. But each hit is only good for Aisha, good for Rose, good for Veron, good for Candy. Yeah. And that ability to hit that, you can only do it through exploration and experience. You can't just buy a generic product and expect it to work across the board because no two persons are born the same.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
true.
Yes. So it is important that you can never find another essential oil as intelligent as what Dr. Michael has experimented. That's why every day you use it. In fact, every day you can smell it's a different smell because it resonates according to your emotion as well. And
Right.
that is so amazing. It's too good to be true until you experience it. Because all these things, we can tell you so good. Until you experience it, then you wow every day.
You know, Veron, when you first saw what is happening and experiencing the coffee the first night we were meeting at 9, maybe you'd like to share your own personal experience, after we didn't met for a while, then we connected, then things started to, vibrate. And then
It vibrates so fast.
yeah, and then I drag you all the way down at 6, 7 o'clock back to the clinic, and then start brewing coffee for someone who have not even had dinner and force her to drink coffee at 9. And then after that, next few days we experimented with the essential oil, with various water. It will be good to listen from the person herself.
Yep. So after I went to Novena Medical Center for the first time in Dr. Michael Tan's office, he started brewing, and then it was like, well, he's counting, the how many gram, how much of water to put, and how much of timing. He controlled everything. Then when he gave me that coffee, it was already 9 p.m. It was already 9 p.m. And Jeffrey was with me, and Jeffrey said, no, I'm not a coffee drinker. I cannot sleep tonight. So I said, never mind. Michael say, we call him 12 midnight if we can't sleep.
Yeah, my phone is on.
Yeah. So I drank, Jeffrey drank, and then after that, he made a second one for us to have a comparison of the different variety of coffee. And then I drank the second cup, Jeffrey drank. That night, I slept like a baby. It was just amazing. And then after that, next day, we came to my shop and then we experimented on our oil, his oil, and then we experimented on water, our water, his water. Then I realized that everything is so precise. It's all about vibration. It is not just about water. It is more than water. It is energy behind the water. That's why the echograph is able to show the difference by drinking just different kind of water. So we experimented all this, and it was just an eye opener for all of us. Yeah, it's just amazing. It's too good to be true until we organize the workshop. You come and attend the workshop, you get to understand better, because it's very, very confusing in the market. There are too many information. So consumer must make intelligent choices.
Yeah. So please experience it before you decide what is good, what is not so good. I always use a simple and everything is good because we develop for the better of civilization. But unfortunately, none of us have the same biological battery after 30 years. None of us have the same software, even though the functional DNA are created the same, because it only keep you alive, but your spiritual journey is never the same.
Yes.
So you have to experience it. And then from there, you evolve from your personal experience. That is the best healing journey each of us can experience.
Anyway, life is a journey. Yeah, every one of us has to live through that journey. So how we choose to live our life, whether we want to be happy every day, we want to be angry every day, we want to be stressed every day, is all about choices. All right, is there anybody else who would like to share your experience during our geopathic stress workshop? We already conducted 2 sessions, and we have 2 more sessions tomorrow. We have 3 more sessions on Monday, and yet it's still overwhelming. So we have to keep organizing it until everybody is happy. We have people fighting over slots. Yeah, that is how
I'd like to do some sharing, Veronica.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes, yes. Hi, Sebastian.
Okay,
nice to see you.
Okay, first of all, this recording is recorded, right? Can I have a record after we put in download so I can, because I missed the earlier part. I just now I was having some.
Sure. You'll be recorded.
I mean, is download.
Yeah.
Okay. And secondly, I'm very keen about the coffee and what I don't know what is the coffee and what are the essential.
Because you came late. Because you came very late. We had coffee first.
Oh,
yeah. So you already missed the early.
Never mind, join us again.
Yeah.
I can join again, but all the slot is full, right?
Yeah.
Don't worry.
We always give other
Just
people a chance.
register.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm very keen on your this especially the geometric you walk around right in the building,
Yes.
the room right, then you feel the
And
You almost
Antenna.
got a shock that day. Something touches you.
yeah, I got some kind of feeling. You know, I yet to try out, and I find it's very interesting. I myself is engineering trained. I know about this kind of EMF, electromagnetic force. I mean the kind of field, and those are antenna receptive, you know, and it will cause the kind of directional change.
Yes,
I
yes.
mean, I didn't know the force can be so great. I mean, it can really bring down. I mean, you need certain force to bring the antenna down, right? The field can be so strong, man. It's quite far away, and I don't know how this thing works, lah. So it's
Basically,
something
if
very
you look
marvelous.
at it in very simple term, the body is a very big antenna, right? And the body biological potential is interacting with the overall environmental combined pressure potential difference. So when there is a potential gradient, what happens is our muscle will start to tweak due to the piezoelectric that's been generated. This tweak, although we can't feel it, will generate and cause the electric antenna to swing forward or backward in very simple term. So what causes it to move is actually the piezoelectric that is generated in our body interacting with the space electromagnetism.
Okay.
Yes.
Quite profound. It's a piezoelectric effect, a kind of.
Yeah, piezoelectric. It's basically piezoelectric. Just like when you put the acupuncture, you turn, you get a shock. Yeah, but the needle could be here, but the shock could be in the leg, the shock could be in the kidney, the shock could be anywhere, depending on which meridian the physician choose.
So
Yes.
interesting. Then
Yes.
you manufacture those rod, right? Those what kind of harmonizer, right? Inside is basically you machine the part, then you put it inside. It's what crystal? Is it something like this?
It's a complex series of specially design formation and what they call combination of crystal.
Crystals. Wow.
Yes. And then of course the crystal gone through a certain degree of programming to create a field before we lock everything.
You need programming?
Mm.
Programming the crystal. I am very curious about all this.
No, actually, if you look at programming a crystal, it's the same as read and write on the CD. It's the same technology. There's no different.
Oh,
Yeah. Or a RAM, you know, or a hard disk. They're all the same technology. Just that because we are so familiar with hard disk, so familiar with RAM, we've forgotten that the fundamental come from crystal actually.
What is that come from, crystal? Sorry.
The RAM, the design of the chip.
Writing the program.
Yeah.
From the RAM.
The programming.
Yes, yes, from the
So
RAM.
Sebastian, you don't try and make your own crystal and put it as a rod.
I got quite a number of crystal in my home.
The doctor, they have the heart specialist, the ear specialist, the brain specialist. Let the specialist do it. Don't try to be intelligent and go and use your own crystal and put in any corner. It doesn't work that way. Not so simple.
I myself got this. Oh, those harmonizers doesn't mean you bring one and put it in the home. It work already.
Not so simple. Not so simple. It's the program inside. So get the specialist to solve your problem. Don't try to be a specialist yourself. Yeah. Jacks of all trades doesn't work.
Okay. Then your this what did it make of gold plate? Is a gold plating or it's just a copper rod or what?
Copper with gold plate.
Copper is gold plating. Even the one you wear on the neck, right? Is a
the one I wear is a pure 18K. This is a pure 18K. It's not a gold plate.
not copper. Not copper.
It's not. It's a pure 18K piece.
The harmonizer I seen in the room one is the copper gold plate.
Yes. In fact, the one that Veron will be launching is titanium. The reason why I have used titanium because titanium is the only composite metal discovered in modern day time that have a biological friendly frequency. So for those in surgery, they will know that many of the implants have switched from surgical steel to titanium because of less rejection. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Val actually shared in the chat that she actually experimented using the finger energy when she at the vortex and she was weakened, but when she stand outside the vortex, her strength came back. So these are very simple tests to know which corner of your house actually is very high vortex, instead of using the antenna to test. So that is how she was very impressed.
I see. Vortex
Okay,
is a
the-
stress point lah. Is it? It's a stress point. Is it? It's a
It's
stress.
a stress point, yes.
Okay.
No,
It's the-
Val, if you can share, from your personal
She says she
sharing
don't know how to unmute the Zoom, eh?
yeah, will be better. Can we help her to unmute? Oh, we can't. She have to unmute
Yeah,
herself.
the workshop is at Adelphi 04.
Hear me?
Yeah, Val, yes, we can hear
Oh,
you.
Val, finally you are on. How nice.
Okay, sorry.
You
I
can
was
switch on your
preparing
video.
dinner and I was
Okay, go ahead. Val, what happened? You're muted again? Oh, she went frozen.
System
frozen.
hang. System hang.
Yeah. Okay. The geopathic stress workshop is carried out at Adelphi on the fourth floor, 26. Fourth floor, number 26. Now that is the shop that we are going to convert into a lifestyle center where people can have coffee appreciation and then get to experience the essential oil, get to experience probably some retreat that we are going to run, and probably we are going to run some health tour. You know, in Singapore, you cannot go out of Singapore, right? Probably these are some lifestyle activities that we are looking out for that we are able to pamper you. So lifestyle is one area, is more of pampering. If you have your health, you have your wealth, you want to have a social activity. So that's where we're going to organize that on the fourth floor. All right. Now it's already fully booked for tomorrow. For Monday, we are going to block other dates with Dr. Michael, and look out in the chat group, and we are going to block more dates. All right. And the miracle water of life is going to be launched very soon as well. So come and understand about the different water, how the water, the water crystal are structured in such a way that just by drinking this water, it can energize you. Before you drink, after you drink, just by checking the echograph, we can tell the difference.
Remember, Veron journey and my journey and what we coming together to do and bring new concept, new possibility is that, remember, we do not treat, we do not cure. That is not our ability and objective. Cure belong to the medical world through surgery, through vaccination, through drug, because it's emergency, it's a medical situation, right? But when there's an imbalance, the body have to rebalance for the body to heal itself. So whatever we do, we develop. For me, after 20 years of working with stroke patient, with cancer patient, in fact, this morning, a very close friend just called me, the bladder is in ICU, just have a stroke. But 3 years ago, I already told her, her home in Sentosa Cove, they're super rich, need to do something. So they spend their money changing the aircon, trying to repair the leak, trying to put in negative ion on the floor, on the window, but they ignore every possibility to do with the electromagnetic field. So this morning she called me. So that's the price you pay, right? And we have seen this over 10,000 cases, over and over and over and over and over and over. The Germans have seen it in hundreds of thousands of cases since the late 18th century. So it is not a new information. It is just a lost information that we know so little. And if you look at the whole Asia, Southeast Asia, setting aside India, probably I'm the only practitioner of this so-called geomagnetic auditing for a home, right? And based on the number of work we have done across so many countries, including very big projects, including Hong Kong Shanghai Bank, Citibank, Atrium Mall in Malaysia. Remember, the bank is not done at the banking level, it's done at the private president level, because private banker, they are very feng shui, so it's done at the president level. But for the property, all done at high level property owner, developer. The most recent we did last August was Far East Sendirian Berhad. Again, 3 years ago when we audit the entire corporate office, it was about 200-300, and they say, oh, we are okay, business is okay, everything is okay. Last October, the big boss came down with a stroke. 5 staff fall sick in one day. Then finally he said he want to install. But why do you wait till you have a car accident, then you try to install your GPS? It's too late, because no matter what you do, you will have a compromised body. Yes. So within affordability, please do not deny yourself of a better experience in your life journey. But for those who have financial challenge, just let Veronica know, because I am working with Aisha, Paul, and a few others to create, which I've never done, but because of this workshop, I decided to push engineering to a different level. We start to send out what we call distant harmonization, just like a phone call, sending a message to another phone call, right? So I started signaling to about 2 to 3 houses for the next 7 days, right? So for those who really have financial challenge, please be open, because today we are all living in a very challenging time. So there's nothing to be shy. I got friends which I will invite him to share. He went into mental hospital. He's a Qigong master. The wife is Joey Yap, Da Tuti, you know, and they were doing so well. Yeah, they are .com people, but he ended up in mental hospital, right? So, but he finally restored everything, and of course, paying a big price for it. So these are people who are so willing to share because of the challenge they have faced, and they hope people can experience from variety of sharing, relate our challenge to another party. That's why it's so important to share rather than to hold, right? Because by holding, we can't relate. Right. And when we cannot relate, we doesn't see possibility. Rather, we see challenges, we see fear, we see unknown, we see doubt, and we start rationalizing. And the more you rationalize, the more doubt, the more fear, the more unknown will be created. Right. So it is so important for all of us to share, and we empower each and every one of us. Rose, your mic.
Rose wants to share.
Yes, welcome, Rose.
Yeah, I'd like to add on the Alicia's testimony. It was an eye-opener, the workshop, and the coffee also gave me a good night's sleep.
Wow.
Interesting part about it was when Dr. Michael used that antenna and start telling the antenna to look for somebody in a pink dress, and he pointed to me, and he told it to look for the main door, and the antenna moved to that. That was very surprising. So if you lose a diamond ring, please go and look for Dr. Michael. You come and look, find the diamond coins in your house. Other than that, and he also shared what happened overseas when he went to do this dosing. There was one area that was a lot of people die of cancer, the whole street, you know. Then he found that it was because of the magnetic field was so bad. Every family had a death of cancer patients.
That is in Siberia. Yes, that's in Siberia.
Yeah, that was really eye opener. If they know about it earlier, then they would have died from that kind of.
In fact, it was so inspiring that our architect in St. Petersburg is now renovating a similar wellness center in St. Petersburg.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Rose, for your sharing. And
thank you, Rose. Thank you, Aisha. Thank you, Val. Thank you, Sebastian.
now, who else wants to share? Who else attended the workshop? Our next workshop is tomorrow, yeah? Tomorrow, 11 o'clock. Jessine, you want to share? Is Desmond there? Your both husband and wife came?
Okay, before next sharing, for those plans that for whatever reason I've missed, because the first 3 days, I stopped doing anything except concentrate on auditing the first maybe 30 plan, right? But it took up almost every biological battery capacity I have. That's why for the next 10 over days, you see that I slowed down tremendously. But as I slow down, the plan come in bit and pieces, which I technically don't have the energy to pick it up, right? So for those plans that I missed, can you please send it back directly just to Veron and put your name and your address? Then I will pick it up from there. And today is the as a event, this is the last day that we will receive the plan, and I'll do it completely, no obligation, no charges, nothing. Because each time if I do about 20, 30 plan, consider that this round, all the plan are 700 to 3,000. I must say it's super draining for me.
Yeah.
So please send all
Today-
your plan for those.
Yeah, today
who are
and tomorrow is the last day that you can
Yeah.
see the plan. Otherwise, just to audit one plan, we charge $268. Nothing is for free, okay? It's only for this 21-day sleep challenge. It is special for all of you. Okay. Otherwise, Dr. Michael Tan always charge 268 for just to audit one plan, not to do house call. Just
I don't do house call. The reason why I don't do house call, because if I cannot see anything for the plan, I cannot see anything aside. Consider a plan, I got a complete helicopter view. For those who have already received your plan, you know how tight the grid. And when I mark the yellow, then I can start to see where are the vortex. But if I go to the side, there's no way I can see anything. So it is unlike feng shui, unlike anything. I technically don't visit site. I don't do house call. The only time I go is when there's an installation. Other than that, I have never visited any site in the last 7 years.
okay. How can you get your floor plan? If you want to, you stay in HDB, you can go to HDB website, pay $5 and you can get your plan. But please put in your address and put in your name on the plan so that Dr. Michael Tan knows where you live.
For those who, maybe private home or landed property who may be, quite a period of time, and you may not be able to find the architectural plan, let me show you some of them who have actually drawn their plan. So as long as you are able to, oops, wait, let me see. Okay, I'll send it to the group. This is Aisha. Aisha, is it okay if I send the floor plan of your mother without audit, just the empty floor plan? Yeah, okay. So I'll send it to the group. This is what Aisha have drawn, so it's easier for you, for those who really have, no way of getting their plan. So I'm sending to the group now. So if you look at your phone, you will see a floor plan that's drawn by Aisha.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
And probably before we call it a night, I've also sent probably something earlier. You see a set of rice. One of the rice have a hologram. Another rice doesn't have a hologram. So the rice have been cooked 5 days ago. 1 day represent 10 years. The canister of the rice represent the body and the environment. Each rice represent a cell in the body. So both rice were cooked at 6 p.m. 5 days ago on the 14th of March, and then sealed. And then, of course, the bottom one of them is stick with 2 hologram, one on the base, one on the side, for the purpose of photo taking. Now, on the 5th day, today, you can see that even from morning to afternoon, the amount of mold, virus, bacteria is increasing like crazy. So 5 days represent 50 years of a human journey where our cells start to weaken because we didn't have the ability to regulate the biological field, right? Whereas the other one that we have the hologram, you find that after 5 days, there was only one dot of slightly dark brown color at the bottom. But on the top, on the side, you find that it is as clean as first day. So what does that tell us? Every moment we use our mobile phone, we are also subjected to all kind of erratic field. So having the hologram, which lasts you 1 year, do not block off electromagnetic field. However, it regulates the interaction between the outside field and your biological field to reduce the loss of your biological battery, resulting in your body ability to last longer, similar to the pack of rice. Yes. So this is a gift from me, courtesy from Veronica. I think everybody should get one. If this round you exceeded what I have given to her, just let her know. I will produce more and pass it to her, just for the purpose of this 21-day challenge group of people that who come forward. Yes.
Thank you so much, Dr. Michael Tan, for your
You're welcome.
And the deadline for the sure win draw is 31st of March. We have to give you a deadline. Otherwise, next year you come and redeem. We have to charge you $38 per hologram. Okay?
Hologram.
$38 per hologram. We are going to sell it as well. So the deadline is 31st of March. By 6 p.m., please come and redeem it. After 6 p.m., you have to pay $38 for the same hologram. All right. And the sure win draw, we have the pillow, we have the eye mask, we have the socks inside. So 3 lucky winners will get the hologram plus pillow, or hologram plus eye mask, or hologram plus the socks. All right. So 3 lucky winners will be there. Okay. So
those who have received your hologram, it depending, remember the way you hold your phone. Yeah. So normally the most damaging beside the head is actually creating trigger finger carpal tunnel because of the long hour today of holding the phone, because the e-commerce, the Instagram, the Facebook, the WhatsApps, we can spend 6 hours holding the phone every day, right? So if you have the habit to hold it here, then you shift the shield down to where your palm may be, right? If you hold lower, then you shift it further down. So for me, to make it easy, that I can hold everywhere, I stick to.
all right. So any other question? We have 3 more minutes to go. Thank you so much for your attendance. And tomorrow is a closing. Don't forget tomorrow. Tomorrow, all the speakers will be here. So Nico Ling will be here. Don will be here. Ujiwala will be here. Vasanti will be here. Only Mira cannot make it. Mira has another World Sleep Day activity that she's not able to join us. The rest of the speakers will be here tomorrow. You can ask any questions, but every speaker will still be presenting for at least 10 minutes. All right, do a closing presentation, and then we will end the 21-day sleep challenge. And tomorrow is World Sleep Day. All right, so we want everybody to find ways and means that you are able to enjoy quality sleep. So yesterday, on Tuesday, you all benefited from Vasanti, how to sleep like a baby, the Ayurvedic way, right?
Michael?
Yeah.
Sorry, just now you were talking about the phone. Someone, Cecilia was asking, after sticking on the phone, can we use the leather cover?
Oh, you can. You see, for me, yes, yeah, it's close, right? Important, it must touch the equipment. Imagine if you stick outside, then it's not going to be that effective. Yeah, because this one need direct interaction.
With the electronic gadget. This one
so
is
you stick onto the phone, then
yeah.
after you can put in your cover.
And also there's a way to put the sticker. You can see the triangle. So put the triangle tip on top.
Now, Veron, I just suddenly occurred, if everybody is willing to stretch for maybe another 10 more minutes, I would like to do an experiment. This is the 3rd time I'm doing. I'm going to send a signal from my home to demonstrate. Sometimes we get distant healing. How the hell you check my house plan when you're not at home. So if I can, I would like you all to go and take 2 cups of water, or orange juice or tea. 1 cup you put it behind your screen. 1 cup you put in front of the screen where you can see me. The cup must be able to see me. So then I'm going to use my phone to generate a stroboscopic light to send a signal through this camera to each and every one of you. Now, 10 minutes later, or maybe 5 minutes later, you drink your cup of tea, coffee, water, you will experience something. I can't say that it's going to taste better. I can't say it's going to be taste worse. But most of us, 80% will experience a change. 10% maybe yes, maybe no. 10% usually cannot taste any different unless you are looking at very strong wine, very sourish, lemon juice. Usually when that happens, you guarantee to taste a difference. So if you like to help me in this experiment, then
I'm
please go
ready.
and get whatever. Yes, then put 1 cup behind your computer
Use
monitor.
two same beverage. If you use water, you use the same water.
Please
Cup
use a
behind.
cup or plastic so that the water can see. If you use a metal, the water cannot feel because there's
Oh,
a
this is
feel there.
plastic.
Yeah. So when all ready, just give me the thumb up. I'll start to send the signal.
1 cup in front of your computer, 1 cup behind.
Yeah.
But sure it's the same water, all right? Then you can taste the difference.
I already activated the signal. So any moment you can just put your cup right in front. It's 2031. We should be done by about 2040.
Okay.
Make
In
sure
front,
the cup can see this light.
1 cup in front
Yes.
of the computer and 1 cup behind.
Behind. The other cup must not be able to see this light. You can put it left, right, far away. As long as there's no way the cup can see this light will do.
No way the cup can see this.
Yeah. So usually behind the computer is the safest.
In front and behind, right?
Yeah, one in front, which like you are holding. Everyone is holding.
One is hidden. One is hidden.
Yeah,
Yes.
one is behind.
Yeah, the other one just behind the computer. Usually it will not read. Even if we read, it will be distorted lighting. Yeah. So we are
Read about
2032.
energy.
We got about 8 more minutes to go. This is the best way, to demo how energy flow through every dimension, every space. Consider that we're all far apart from each other. And because we don't know what to expect, and I do not know what water you have, and you do not know what I'm sending, I'm just sending a light. So at the end of 10 minutes, please, everyone just give us at least 1 word.
I think
what is a taste like at least?
On their video. So
Yeah, on your video, so everyone can see your water.
Yeah.
I cannot. How to on video?
On your video. Come on, everybody on your.
Participate. Everybody participate.
Dr. Michael, does this work if the hologram is not on your phone?
My hologram is here because of the light you cannot see. My hologram is here because of the light.
But if there's no hologram, does it work?
Okay. If no hologram, you can send a signal. It's not working.
It will not work.
So what will we feel?
We don't know. You all have to share from your heart.
Oh, okay.
The water tastes horrible. I mean, you just have to compare. If the water tastes horrible, you just say it tastes horrible. I explain to you. If the water tastes fantastic, just say it tastes fantastic. If you got no taste, just say you got no taste. That's all.
We drink the one that's in front, right?
You drink the one that is being connected. Then after a while, after you taste it, sip it, gargle it, then give it a minute or 30 seconds before you drink the cup behind. Yeah, about 5 seconds, not too long, because too long, sometimes our memory cannot remember. So we are down to 6 minutes, another 6 minutes to go. So it should be very fast. This is a time of patience and silence. Even 6 minutes seems so long. These are the experiments
I think it's very good if we can take a picture of everybody.
Oh yeah, someone can do it.
Andy, are you able to take a picture of everybody and post in the group chat?
Yeah, someone can do it. Yes, that would be lovely.
Andy, you try to take everybody's picture.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
Okay, then I don't do
Yeah.
this.
No, you put in front of your
No, you,
screen.
as long as you put in front of computer, it's okay because the light is enough to reach it. As long as your cup is on your table.
So you take a photo for us every
Yeah.
Wow, so nice.
holding.
Everybody's participating.
Cheers, cheers, everybody.
Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
everybody
Thank
should
you, Candy.
Wow, this is the best for last speaker, huh?
Yeah.
This is only the page 1. Wow, still
Yeah.
page 2.
You see, these are the kind of what you call wild thought experiment that sometimes failed miserably for 10, 20 years. And then suddenly, after 20 years of failure, eureka, then you discover, oh, it is the missing element. Even though the hypothesis should work, but because we didn't have the experience, and we could not, and it took years and years of being slammed, of being rubbish, but I refuse to give up. I refuse to give up. Yes. So even this test may prove everything negative. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it's just an experience together, and it's a really fun, really fantastic. Later when we start sharing. So we have got 4 more minutes to go. Yeah, we got 4 more minutes to go.
Yeah, Dr. Michael Tan has come a long, long way. And when he first started, he got nobody fund him for all the research. He came out from his own pocket money. So he can go, he can be so poor financially, and yet he was never deprived. So he is able to survive 20 years. I was able to survive 11 years. It's all just Almighty grace, nothing else.
And amen.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah, so we just persevere because we believe that the body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. We do not poison our body. We want to take control of our own health. All right. But how long we are going to live on this earth, life and death is in God's hand. You need to report, please go and report. But before you report, don't suffer, right? So all of us can enjoy quality of life.
Experience fearlessly. Yeah.
Seriously.
That's what the Creator or Heavenly Father want us. As long as you surrender and do the best, it cannot be wrong.
Yes.
We are down
Able
to
to enjoy every moment. That is
we are
what we
down to 3 minutes. So even
Yes.
3 minutes is like gruesome, 3 hours. Yeah. It's just that when I'm brewing coffee, just waiting for 30 seconds to drip. Wow, sometimes it's like so long. Or waiting for 2 minutes for the water to boil is like so long. Because when you are actively in the process, time seems to stand still suddenly. Yeah.
That's the beauty of life, right?
Yeah, and yet when you're doing nothing, you find that 30 years have already passed, and yet we have done nothing, we have experienced nothing.
You see, the
That's
21
why
day
time
already.
doesn't have a relativity to what we are able to think of it, and behave or relate. Yeah.
Yeah, when we started the 21 days,
We are down to 2 minutes.
when we started the 21 day sleep challenge, everybody were waiting for the first day, and now
Yeah.
we are ending tomorrow. How time flies!
Yes.
But here we are waiting for 3 minutes.
Yeah. We are almost there. We are almost there. Patient, just 2 more minutes. Just have patience. And please, all those who have got their water, please take 30 seconds to a minute to share with us, because this is a breakthrough. And once we can do this collectively, we can all even send healing in the event one brothers or sister need it so badly. So we can do it collectively together. Just
So as a community.
Just like laying hand, right? So today we are in the digital technological age. We use technology.
Yeah. So as a community, we help each other. When anybody is sick, you just shout for help. So
Yes. Please, whenever if you are in need of emergency, not that we are always able to have gathered enough power and energy to send a temporary signal, but when it's real emergency, we have consistently managed to send a grace to wherever the person is in the world so far. Yes. Yeah. It is not our energy. It's not how good we are. It is pure grace. So we are down to 1 minute. Yeah, we are almost there, just like 21 days.
Yeah, we are just God's instrument. So God actually used us as an instrument to reach out to people who need help. So we are just his hands and legs and make things happen. And that's all we are doing. All right. It's just about the money. It's about having the money to help more people.
Okay, great. We have done. We start with Vedron.
All right.
Drink and then drink the other cup after that and then share with us. Everybody can drink and then just share with us later. Then drink the other cup. Make sure you drink the other cup. If not, there's nothing to compare.
This cup in front of the screen is lighter. It's lighter, but the cup that is hidden is a bit heavier, and also at the end of the taste, the tongue is a bit
Astringent.
astringent, like siap siap like that.
Siap,
Whereas
astringent.
this one is sweeter and smoother.
Okay, good. The next
What
person.
about the rest?
Yeah, Candy. We go from the top down. Felicia or Candy, or even Val. The top three, excluding myself.
I thought the same. I thought the drink in front of the screen was lighter and smoother. The second one was heavier, and there was this. It was not smooth as the first one.
Yeah,
It's
a bit
not-
of
it's not-
astringency at the end of the taste. You know, like the very dry. Yeah.
Oh yes, yes. That's exactly how I felt.
Great. What about Candy?
Candy missing Candy?
Candy is there. She really unmute.
Yeah, that one is smoother. Felicia here.
Felicia, yeah.
Oh, Felicia, hi.
Yeah, the one is smoother.
Okay.
The back one is not so smooth as the front one.
Okay, great. What about Regina?
I didn't taste any difference actually.
It's okay. As I say, there will be a certain group. You can taste a few more time, maybe. Okay.
I drank it like 3 times, no difference to me.
Sure, no problem. Yes. What about Aisha?
It's the same as Veronica and the others. The one in front of the screen was smoother, and the
Sure.
one behind was a bit heavier.
Sure. What about Mary?
Yeah, Michael, it tastes tasty in front of the screen, and the other one behind the screen no taste at all.
Okay. What about Francis?
I still drinking. I find the taste is
Sure.
really nice.
Thank you, Mary. Yes. What about Francis?
The front one is smoother. The behind one is a bit not that smooth.
Sure.
And as what you say is a bit dry as well.
Yes.
And
It is all the ordinary water they have been drinking from the tap.
yeah, right. It's a bit hard anyway.
Yes. Thank
This
you,
is my
Francis.
experience.
Thank you. What about Irene?
For me, right, what I felt was the cup behind had this tap water kind of smell.
Because
Whereas
there's a
the
comparison
taste-
now.
Yeah, whereas taste-wise, I can't see the difference. I can smell the difference, but
Oh.
I can't taste the difference.
You're more sensitive here.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Fantastic.
So
What
it's
about
amazing. Thanks.
Great. What about Deborah?
Deborah, where are you? Angie say taste the same.
Oh, okay.
Tina say the front one is refreshing, the back chloride taste.
Oh, yes.
So say taste the same also.
Yes. What about Rose, Deborah?
Yeah, I use the bitter water, the alkaline water for both
Yes.
cups. The one that is facing the video is
Yes.
lighter, is smoother.
Yes.
One behind is a behavior and tangy.
Sure. Great. Thank you very much. What about Rose?
I can't really taste the difference.
Okay, no worry. As we say, we already know that there's certain of us, including myself, sometimes we taste no difference. Yes, yes. What about Cecilia?
Okay, the front water that you have shown the light on tastes flat, very light and flat.
Mm-hmm.
The back one is heavy and tastes like got chemicals in it.
Sure, sure. Thank you,
How is it in
Cecilia.
this manner?
Mm.
I also
What
taste
about
the
Betty?
Betty say front is refreshing, back is heavy and chemical.
Okay. What about Samantha?
Yeah, the front one is lighter, and then the behind the one is like siap, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much. What about
Thanks.
Emily?
Hey, hi.
Why you feel that?
Yeah. You can hear me?
Yes.
Yes. The light tastes lighter for the front one, and the back
Mhm.
one's actually much heavier.
Oh, sure. Yes, yes. Very good. Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
thank you.
What about Rosalind? Rosalind, are you there?
Roslyn Pang.
If not, we go to Wendy. Wendy, are you there?
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Wendy.
My water is very and my water tastes sweeter than before.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yes. Okay, thank you very much. What about Jessin?
The front cup is lighter and smoother, and I don't know what English you call it, but Chinese they call it 甘甜. But the
Kantian,
one
yes, yes,
甘甜,
yes.
but behind the cup, that one is heavier and
Yes.
tastes like something thick inside, just not like the 没有甘甜的味道, not as like a lot of chemicals are feeling like that.
Sure. What about Maggie?
Okay, I think we have to stop here. It's
Yeah. Okay, I think we have
8:45.
enough sharing. Yeah, thank you everyone. And yeah,
Michael,
yes.
so what is this test? That means in front and behind.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because behind, when you put the water behind, it cannot read the signaling. Just like, you know, the phone is not receiving signal. So even I call you, you say, I didn't receive. There's the water behind the computer. Whereas the water in front of computer, because the screen can see you, means the screen can see the water. So when I send the stroboscopic light, a certain frequency and signal is sent across, just like a handphone calling you, or just like we are zooming now. So there's no difference between our visual and audio connectivity versus a frequency that's sent through a phone, through the camera, through the Zoom, through the internet, across, you know, planet Earth, and then come back to your home. As long as the water is visible to that vibration, the water, which is the fastest interactive molecule on Earth, will change immediately as long as the signal sent out is a harmonious signal. The next round, we have the time, we can do the devil advocate. We send a negative signal. Now the water in front will taste horrible, even compared to your tap water. It will taste worse than your tap water because we send a damaging signal. But usually I don't want to do that because we are being exposed to it. So the water receive, our body is 70% water molecule, we're also receiving. So while I make that statement, I will not do the experiment.
Yeah, that's why Emoto they experimented on the crystal, and crystal, if you say I love you water, you pray before you drink the water, the crystal in that water is healthy for you. But if you say I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, that water crystal is so damaging. So never curse your water before you drink. All right, always thank your water before you drink.
I never curse anyone.
Yeah, it's so important because all
Never
these
curse, never swear, never hate, never resent, never get frustrated because every thought is vibrating out.
Yeah, that's the power of energy. All right. So today you all have learned so much. Let's thank Dr. Michael Tan for his additional half an hour. So we want to thank every one of you for enjoying this session together. So tomorrow, don't forget, come zoom in again and meet all the speakers. Okay, Dr. Michael Tan will be back with us tomorrow evening. 6:45, get ready to zoom in. Thank you very much. And we want to say good night to all of you. Sleep well and sleep tight. All right. I see you tomorrow. Bye.
Good night.
Yeah, thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Thank you, Dr. Michael Tan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sleep